All of you are clear with the Garner versus Murray rule? Did you follow the concept? I was just going through the ICIS material, new or old syllabus. This chapter is same, but even those who are writing in old syllabus, they should check the new syllabus for the added problems, at least for the common topics. So apart from my material, you do ICIS problem anywhere. If you're stuck up, you can refer, definitely. So yesterday I taught you in Garner versus Murray rule, insolvent partners' loss is to be borne by solvent partners having credit balance in the ratio of their capital just before dissolution, right? Now, one more thing we have seen, any solvent partner who is having a debit balance, okay, he will not bring the loss on he will bring, the loss on realization, but he will not share the loss of insolvent partner because he himself is having which balance? Debit balance, right? So with this, let us check up the homeworks. Which problem was homework I gave? Third problem was homework. I want to check the answers for the third problem. Yes? What is the realization loss all of you have got in the third problem? I had given all hint for this that L and M you will have to take the fixed capital. In advanced accounting you have to practice a lot. There's a gap, no, I told you. Everyone is passing out but then you are not scoring. So to fill up the gap you need to practice more problems. There's lot of creativity in advanced accounting paper. It's not that simple. Quickly, please tell me the answers. Realization loss is how much for the third problem? 19,600. 19,600 is the realization loss. Right. Note it down, no problem, and complete it. And then insolvent partners loss, that is Raju. Raju has become insolvent. So finally he is not able to bring 4550. That will be brought by L and M in the ratio 25:15. Yesterday I gave you homework without answers. Now today you have done good. You are getting the answer. If you are not getting, then note it down and do it. Still, if you have a doubt, you can message me on WhatsApp. Ma'am, I did not get Raju's loss as 4550 to be brought by Linga and Mayanam, L and M in the ratio of 25:15. Finally, when you pay off, your bank account will tally with 65,450. 65,450. Kusumpriya, Kaushik, not done the homework? Answers are not coming in the chat box. Respond at least. You need time to do or what? Give some response. How about the fifth one? Fifth one, more than half is done for you on the screen. You can check. Yeah. Kaushik, what is your doubt? Ask please. You're saying you have some doubt in this. Please ask what is your doubt in this problem. Yeah. Problem number 3. What is the doubt? Okay. Right. So you got it cleared and all of you are doing it? Right. Sure. So can we start with the most important part of the partnership? Dissolution comes sometimes. It's like the ratio, you can say 20, 30, 30. 30% chances of amalgamation, 30% piecemeal, 20% chances of dissolution for this whole chapter. And piecemeal comes for 15 to 20 superb marks, right? So we should know. And always my way of teaching is I'll go for the tough part first. So let us start with piecemeal distribution. Piecemeal distribution, this concept has 2 methods in it. But why do we need this method? The simple example I can give is, we have a cake now, okay? Right? And we are 5 of us, say. and then let us share the cake. So what we will do, we will make sure that we cut it in such a way that we do equal 5 pieces. If we cut 6 pieces, the sixth one also we will divide into 5, right or not? So then there's a process of dissolution. Just now we have completed dissolution. All assets are realized, all liabilities are paid, partners are paid, and we tally the bank account. That is fine. But after paying outsiders, when you start paying the partners, you need to pay it in installments. Do you believe this, all of you? You need to pay to partners gradually. You can't wait. No, let all the assets come, then I will pay. As assets are coming, you are paying creditors. More datas gave you money, you paid your loans. More assets you sold, you started paying partners ratably. So when you start paying partners, you can't say one partner is having 1 lakh balance, another 90,000, third one 10,000. Let us pay to third partner, he's having low balance. Or can we say whatever amount we have realized, let us pay in the profit sharing ratio. Why should we repay the capitals in the profit sharing ratio? Profit sharing ratios and the capital ratios may be different. So I have contributed highest capital 1 lakh, yours is 90,000, hers is 10,000, and our PSRs are equal. So the payment will go equal to 3 of us. Then it will be a disadvantage for me. I'm taking you in the purpose. Most of the students know there's a fixed account fluctuating. Why do you follow fluctuating method? Don't know, ma'am. So why do you do piecemeal distribution? So that you pay to the partners in such a way that none of the partners are at loss. That is the meaning of piecemeal distribution. Is it clear to all of you, right? So we will meet realization expenses. We will pay preferential creditors, that is government and all. We will pay off other creditors. First secured, then unsecured. Then please remember, don't transfer partners' loan to partners' capital amount. Yeah. Transfer, pay the partner's loan first. If you add it in capital, it will be a loss for that partner. Am I clear to all of you? So partner's loan is to be paid first, and then partner's capital is to be paid, right? So did you get the reason? I want to repeat again. When I have paid others and when I have 10,000 and I have to pay 1 lakh to all the 3 partners, I can't say 10,000, give it to anyone. No, I want to give 10,000 in such a way that none of the partners are at loss. And why so? Because we don't know. Gradually we are realizing the money from assets, data. Your stock can't be sold. It will take 1 year, thoda stock, some more stock, some more stock. So we don't know at what point we will stop realizing the money. So whatever money I get, I want to give it to the partners in such a way that none of the partner are at loss. After 1 hour, you will see the beauty of this method. It is simplifying the technical things in such a way that none of the partners are at loss. I will show you also, right? Chalo. Any queries in the sequence of payment? Anyone in the class is having any doubt? No? Then let us go to the first method. Actually, second method is very easy, frankly. Maximum surplus method, but I want to take up this first. The first method to distribute in piecemeal. Piecemeal means in part. Distribute the cakes in part. That is called as relative surplus capital method. The name itself says the partners' capital are different and profit sharing ratio are different. So you bring it in such a way that whoever is having extra capital, you pay them first. And then you will come automatically, right? So now adjusted surplus. First, what you have to do is, for relative surplus method, you have to adjust the capitals. That means the capital account, the current account, the reserves, and whatever it is. Sorry, this is not adjusted surplus. This is adjusted capital. The word went wrong. It is adjusted capital. You adjust it. Then below that write PSR I'm just explaining the way. I am very perfect at teaching the formats and formulas. I go by logics. So when I give the logic and leave this, it will be more perfect, but still it is in our syllabus, let us do. Divide the capital by PSRs, you will get the lowest capital. Take it as base, multiply the capitals in the PSR, automatically you will get the extra capital. Keep on doing this. Why we are doing this? To get how much I should pay to the partners. Okay? So for this, let us solve one problem. Give the heading in your notebook. Relative capital surplus method. Relative capital surplus method. Relative capital surplus method. And in that, write down, put a dash and write down piecemeal distribution. Piecemeal distribution. Most important pitfall, I'll give you all the booster notes at the end today, is don't missing out taking opening cash. After doing one problem, I'll show you. Ma'am, I did the whole problem correct. Whatever I realized, I distributed, but I missed taking the opening balance. Your whole realization goes wrong. So for calculating capital ratios, balance of capital account, share of reserves and all this, so you will give. But when it is fixed capital, no adjustment is required. Fine. This we know, chalo. So let us pick up this problem and do it right now. We will do this problem. What important thing I asked you all to remember? क्या याद रखना है? Problem number 8. Let us read it. Arun, Varun, Tarun are partners and their profit sharing ratio is 3:2:1. Read it carefully. The partnership was dissolved and following Tarun's proceedings abroad, the balance sheet of the firm is given. Arun, Varun and Tarun. Can you see what are their capital ratios? 1,40,000, 70 and 14. And what are their PSRs? 3:2:1. These are not equal. Now there was a contingent liability of 10,000 which was due in August and which is this month, March. So can I keep 10,000 apart for some contingent liability? And it was agreed that the net realization should be distributed in their due order at the end of the each month as safely as possible, right? And sometimes they'll give you realization direct. This time they gave you March, May, you closed the firm. April, you realized part of stock and data and you incurred expense. So you will get cash available. May, you will get the cash available. June, like that. Instead of months, they can also give you an exam in the material problem. First realization, second realization, like that also they can give. The stock was completely disposed of and amount due from datas was realized, balance being irrevocable. The acceptor of the bill under discount met the bill on the due date. Are you all getting? I will keep apart 10,000 for contingent liability, but on due date 25th August, the person who accepted the bill, that is the drawee, he only met the bill on due date. So I need not pay because I was a guarantor. So 10,000, now you keep apart in March, it will again be free in the month of August. Anywhere if you feel my screen is not clear, my speed is little fast, please message me in the chat box. Prepare a statement showing piecemeal distribution. Ma'am, if you are saying this method is tough, then can we directly do the second method in exam? No, dear, not at all. You don't have a choice. You don't have a choice in the exam. They will tell you, solve it by relative surplus or what. Should. So 4 statements we will prepare. I'm making, you can start your answer with working note. The way I'm doing, you all can also do. Start it with working note 1 quickly. Working note 1 is statement of surplus capital. Can I calculate what is the surplus capital? Yes. Make the columns as I say. Keep patience. One problem like, particulars and 3 columns. One problem, if you do know, you'll be very clear what we are doing. Right. What are the name of the partners? Particulars ke baad Arun, next is Varun, and next is Tarun. Right. Start with their adjusted capitals. Adjusted capitals. You start with their adjusted capital. Right. Adjusted capital means, just look here, their capital plus current account plus reserves and all. So anyhow in this problem nothing is there. So can we start with the capitals? 1,40,000, are you seeing on the screen? 70,000 and 14,000. 1,40,000, 17,000 and 14,000. Right. Now write down the PSRs. Profit sharing ratio. Check. It is given here. 3:2:1. 3:1. Now, divide it by the profit sharing ratio to get the capital. I missed one more column. You can make a step. Step 1 by step 2. That's like spoon feeding. If you want, you can make. So what will be your third step? Divide the capital with PSR. Why you are doing this step? To get the lowest capital as base. You can't say, ma'am, 14 is lowest. That will not always be lowest. That depends upon their ratios, right? Sorry, this is 2, huh? Yeah. So how much you are getting? I tell to my foundation students in the morning, you should come in advanced accounting. Before I say, they calculate and give me the figures. Thank you so much. So this is divided by their PSR. You are getting. Now whose capital is lowest? T. Can I take that as base? Yes. I'll stop after this table and ask you, give you time to ask doubts. Lowest capital as base. What is the lowest capital as base? 14,000. Now, my next step. Multiply PSR with lowest capital. Multiply the PSR with lowest capital. Right? Simple. 14,000 into 1. First we divide it, then we multiply. Frankly, I am bringing the PSR and capitals equal. I'll tell you how. 14,000 into 1. If 1 is 14,000, 2 will be how much? 28,000. 3 will be how much? 42,000. Right? Okay. Nice, clear to all of you? Now, can I calculate surplus capital? Surplus capital. In fact, just 2 minutes. I'll make one. You can give the numbering better. The presentation would look very nice if we give the numbering. I missed it. Now I don't want to miss it. 1 minute. It will take. And you all have 1, 2, 3 numbering. No, in your notebook you are doing. So you can definitely do. This is 1. This is 2. Divide is my step 3. Lowest capital is step 4. Multiply is step 5. And now when I am saying surplus capital is 1 minus 5. Check with me. Are you clear now? 1 minus 5. 1 minus 5. Yes. So surplus capital of A is coming 98,000. Varun is coming 42,000 and Tarun is nil. Because his capital, lowest capital, why we are taking according to lowest capital? Can you see 14, 28, 42? We are taking lowest capital because at dissolution we can't ask partners to bring more money. So lowest capital, if we do excess capital, we can pay first. Now what I want to say is repeat these steps. Without waiting for me, can you all do it very quickly? Ma'am, how many times we should receive till you get the excess capital? Seventh one. Again, write down PSR. Two problems, if you do know, you will be clear with this, and do it logically. Don't buttify these steps. You can unmute and speak up in between, absolutely no problem. Now surplus capital you have got. Now, sorry, I wrote for C, VT, we are not doing for T. Divide. Divide 6 by 7. Divide the surplus capital by PSR. How much is the answer? 32,667, and here it is 21,000. We need not touch the third one. Right. Now, can I calculate again what is the lowest capital? Have you all heard this method earlier? Which capital should I take? Lowest capital, Varun, 21,000. Again, first I divided. Now can I multiply? Multiply lowest capital, multiply the lowest capital into PSR. Right? So what is 21,000 into 3? Is it 63,000? 21,000 into 2, 42,000. First I divided, then I multiplied to get lowest capital. So I got my answer. What is the relative surplus capital? What is the relative surplus capital? 98 and divide by 63. How much you are getting? 35,000. Next, how much you are getting? Nil. First table is over. I said I will teach you 3 tables and then we will come to answer. And purposely I have taken a huge jumbo problem. In exam, I'll tell you what all tables you can skip. Did you enjoy doing this? Now, can I use it in the reverse way? If you have finished writing, put your pens down and listen to what I'm saying. I'm saying to A, while paying, your capitals are different and your PSRs are different. So I will pay 35,000 to A. Till I pay 35,000 to A, I will not go to V and T. Once I pay 35,000 to A out of 98, obviously A's capital will become 63 because out of 98, 35 I have paid. And B's capital is 42. Now look at 63 and 42. Is it in 3:2 ratio? Yes. So I will pay 1,05,000 to them. Once I finish paying 63 and 35, 98 to A, 42 to B. Can I say if I pay this much capital, look at the cursor, then I'll come to a level where my remaining capital paid 42, 28, 14 is automatically in the PSR. So whatever I pay is PSR, whatever is not paid to the capitals, that is like a loss for the firm, that has automatically come in the PSR. Now unmute and ask your doubts. Ask me, please. And if it is clear, put a message clear, ma'am. Nice. The purpose is clear or not? As if, you know, we are straining something. Let us train and keep A 35,000. After 35, pay A and B ratably 3:2, 63:42. Once I pay A 63 plus 35, 98, V 42, I have come to a level that now my partners and all are same. Right. After this second working note, we have to prepare now because I said I have taken a long problem. In exam, they'll give you how much money is available. But here it is not given. So I want all of you to prepare statement of cash available. Again, I'm repeating, you will not have to prepare it in every exam. Statement of cash available. Statement of cash available. Right. We'll make the same table. In fact, I will take it from here. You all make it, no? Make this same table with an extra column. Yeah. Don't wait for me. Make the table, please. After this, I'm making how much cash is available. Right. Make this with one extra column. So you need to copy all this. Yeah. How much is the cash available? You know, most of the problem they give ready cash available. Yeah, please say. You realized 84,000, 7,000 you incurred expense. So how much is available now here? 84 minus 7. Is it 77,000? I hope you all are getting how to calculate. Like this, take 2 minutes time and check. Instead of April, May, they can also give first realization, second realization, like that. Okay, finished? Yeah. Say the answers. Someone can unmute and say all the totals. How much you are getting the answer, please? Any one of you? How much is cash available in May? Okay. 1,20,600. Then in June we have 65,100. And then we have in July 73,500. In August we have exactly 32,000. Not 32,500, it's 32,000. Right. Ready? Now, after this also I'm doing working note 3, and this is like, when we go on to a new way, we follow Google Map. Okay, we have all to go from Nalakunta to Lakrika Pul. So we will follow, okay, we'll go from Himayat Nagar, not from Lower Tangman. 2-3 days if we go, can we make some landmarks and go without switching on the Google Map? So this is the map we are creating. Write down please. Priority of payment. You need not write this in the final exam. You should know it in your mind, but you are in a learning stage now, so write it. Priority of payment. Priority of payment. Yes. The first one. The first priority for payment. Look at the problem. When you get money, the first thing what you will do is you will keep apart. First you will pay outsiders 2,10,000, and then 10,000 you will keep apart for this liability, and both are outside, so you can go with 10,000 first. So write down first priority, keep rupees 10,000 for contingent liability. Keep 10,000 for contingent liability. Then second, priorities. I hope you all know priority means what will be the line sequence of payment. Then pay the creditors. How much should we pay to the creditors? Look at the balance sheet. 2,10,000. 2,10,000. After this, actually you should pay to partners loan first. But this time there is no loan. So then can I pay to the partners? When it is coming to pay partners, can I pay to Arun? Can I pay to Arun 35,000? Till 35,000, go on paying only to Arun, nothing to other partners. After that, pay to Arun and Varun rateably. How much? 63,000 plus 42,000. 3:2 ratio. How much? Next 1,05,000. Okay. And last one is pay balance to all partners in PSR. Finished. Pay the balance to all the partners in the PSR. No need to write this in final exam. You don't have time, but am I making the correct mindset? If the direction goes wrong, the problem goes wrong. So is the priority clear? Like contingent liability in the last exam only, they gave provision for repairs. Keep apart for provision for repairs. And then you continue, right? Okay. You all have studied this earlier. So if you have any other academies material where you are facing doubt, any other book, author's book you are following, click the photo and send it in group. And today one student also didn't get the third answer, others have got. Please click the photo and post it in the group. Help each other. The more you help others, you learn it better for the final exam. Right? Chalo. So let us continue then. 3 tables are over. Now let us start quickly with the main table. Statement of piecemeal distribution. Now it's time to start making payment because we have made all the ingredients ready. We know the sequence, we know the priority, we know the cash available. In exam, you can directly start with this statement. How many columns you will make, particulars and liabilities. So only creditors is there. And then you have 3 partners. So make it and make it full page. Full page. In fact, I will also make it a big page only by doing it. Particulars, creditors and 3 partners. So 5 columns I need. And rows I need 20. I was trying to shift to a tab, then everyone's opinion, my foundation students, no, ma'am, your word is looking very neat on screen. Tab mein, it's very difficult to make these jumbo tables. Chalo. Can we start piecemeal distribution? Anywhere you face any problem in writing, ask me. Actually, next to creditors, we have a column for partners loan, but it's not there. So leave it. Arun, Varun, Tarun. Which capital should I write? Balance of capital. Which one should I write? The final one. Creditors are how much now? 2,10,000. Arun, 1,40,000. 70,000. And then 14,000. Ask your doubts, sir, because I'll ask you many doubts at the end. Option 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. So can I start paying on 1st of April? How much is the opening cash available with me? How much is the opening cash available with me? It will be given to you in the balance sheet. Look here. Opening cash is 28,000. Right. So in the inner column, write down 28,000 is the opening cash. And then add to it plus you can say April month. How much did you realize in April month? Look where my cursor is going. 77,000. Right. So what is my cash available position? Cash available position inner column में 28 and 77 is 1,05,000. This whole amount I have a priority to pay to whom? Creditors. Over. April month is over. Now closing balance in April or opening balance in May. How much still I have to pay to creditors? 5,000. And these are waiting. कृपया आप कतार में हैं. Nothing I have to pay to partners right now. Now start with May. How much is available in May? 1,20,600. Now see how I'm doing. Less. First, 1,05,000. 1,05,000. Can I pay to creditors? Can I pay to creditors? Yes. Don't balance now. Balance only when the month is over. After paying 1,05,000, how much is the balance? Put a line across here. For me, it will take some time in the word. You all can just put underline and tell me how much is the balance? Yeah, I will pay the contingent liability now. Either first creditors or contingent liabilities also future creditors. So I'll pay it now. How much is the balance, please? 15,600. But you can't make column for contingent liability because it's not real. So just here you can do less. Contingent liability. How much money you want to set apart for the contingent liability? 10,000. Now still continue. How much is the balance now? After 15,500, how much is the balance now? 5,600. Yes. Now I have finished paying creditors. I have finished paying the contingent liability, matlab parking money separately. Now I have 5,600. Whom should I pay? Whom should I pay? Arun. You remember? We said we will pay to Arun 5,600 we will pay to Arun. Yes. 5,600. Yeah, okay, by mistake no. Sorry. A के column में आएगा, yeah. Yeah, anywhere you can write. Pay 5,600 to Arun. Now, how much should I pay to the other partners? Nothing. Till I pay 35,000 to A, don't go to other partners. Balance now. This is balance in May end, or you can just write balance for June. Let us write this. Balance for next month. Now creditors are nil, paid. How much is balance for Arun? 134,400. And this one is 70,000 and the third partner is same 40. Done. Now let me see how much I have realized for June. Realized for June 65,100. Realized for June 65,100. You have realized for June. Okay. Less. I have to pay. But see how am I calculating in bracket. I had to pay 35,000 to A minus I have already paid 5,600. So balance can I pay to A? Less ke paas you can write to A. How much will I pay to A? 29,400. Right? And now still I have balance. Don't try to balance after every payment. Close only when the account is closed. So let me pay here 29,400 I am paying to A. And now still I have balance left with me. How much? 65,100 minus 29,400. How much you all are getting? I'm looking at the chat box. You all are giving quick answers. Yes. 35,700. Now 5,600 plus 29,400. 35,000 I paid to A. Now I have 35,700. Can I pay to A and Arun and Varun in what ratio? 3:2. You can write here. I want all of you to write all detail. 3:2 ratio में pay कर दो. Less 35,700. Calculate. 21,420. 14,280. 21,420 and 14,280. Now you balance, because for June month the money is over. So now I can say balance for July. Are you all following the problem? Right. How much I have to pay to Arun? Calculate and tell me. How much should I pay to Arun? $83,580. 83,580. Correct, please. All of you do total 83,580 or 83,500. 580 and then 55,720. We'll be able to do only one problem, but I have picked up a big one. Maximum loss method is easy. 55,720. This is the balance. What is third partner's balance? 14,000, and it's going on. Right. Now for July, what is my realization? Are you getting the steps are repeated? What are my realizations for July? 73,500. Yes. Write it here. 73,500. 73,500. Now how do I pay? Yeah. How much I have to pay to partners? 1,05,000. So look now how I'm calculating. Okay. Can I write like this? In bracket, 1,05,000 I had to pay to the two partners. Yes or no? 63 and we had written here, no? 1 minute, please. In this table, we had written, yes. 63 and 42. 1,05,000 tak go on paying. So out of 63 and 42, how much you have paid to both the partners? 35. 35,700. Is this clear? 35,700 you have paid to A and Arun and Varun. Now how much you are getting the balance? 69,300. Yes. So I'm writing it down. 69,300 paid to both the partners in the ratio of 3:2. Yes. Calculate and tell me. 69,300. Why you are paying to both of them in 3:2? Till 1,05,000. So 35,700 you have already paid. This is like full of calculation. Yes or no? 41,580. Next is how much? 27,720. 27,720. Nice. So now we have a balance. Now don't balance now. Come down after doing this. What is your balance now? 73,500 में से you have distributed 69,300. Yes, good, good, good. All calculations are correct. Appreciated, all of you. Now tell me, how much is the balance? 73,500 minus 73,500 minus 69,300 you have paid. Now balance is 4,200. Now I paid 35,000 to A, 1,05,000 to Arun and Varun. Now it's the time to pay all the three partners in the PSR. What is their PSR? PSR we had seen. How much it is? 3:2:1. Nice, clear to all of you? Right. Do it and tell me. Yes. 2,100 also you pay, and to him you pay 1,400 to Varun, and you pay 700. Just 700 to Tarun. Now you see what is the balance for August. What is the balance for August? Magic you will see in 5 minutes. What is the balance for August? 39,900, 26,600, and 13,300. Did I drag the irregular capital into PSRs? Now their capital is also 3:2:1, and profit sharing ratio is also 3:2:1. So whatever they realize, fine. And sometimes, no, now 2 years are over, we are not realizing, put it in loss. Automatically the loss has come in profit sharing ratio. Is this clear to all of you? Right. So now, less you do, let us see the realization of August. What are the realization of August given to you? 32,000. Easy. No need to do कि first you give to them. तीनों को दे दो. Give 32,000 to all the three ratably. Anyone is having any doubt? Unmute and ask, please, ma'am. We are not getting this calculation. Ask. 32,000 in the ratio of 3/6, 2/6, 1/6. How much it is coming? How much? 16,000. 16,000 you pay to Arun. 10,667 you pay to Varun, and 533 you pay to Tarun. Now, this is your last money realized. Now, whatever is the balance, you can take it as loss. Take it as loss because you're not going to realize it. Loss on realization, you can call it. Loss on realization, you can call it. How much it is? Tell me. 23,900 and 15,933 and 7,967. 7967. 23,900, 15, 933 and 797. Yeah, we have some more amount with us now. I really missed out. I could have added it here, but now I will add it. Yeah. In the last we have contingent liability 10,000, no? I'm again going to that screen first, you will see. 10,000 we had kept apart for a contingent liability in August. When? In March. But when it came to August, they said the acceptor only paid it on the due date. So we didn't have to pay anything, right? So can I say these 10,000 are also free now? In the last month, August, I could have added 32 plus 10, but I missed it. So 10,000 alag se kar do. You can pay it now also, below this also. Forget it. I don't want to add over there. I hope you all are getting. Loss on realization will still reduce. Contingent liability realized. You have 10,000 surplus now. You can write it here and give it to all partners. How much you will give? No, we had kept apart for contingent liability, and now contingent liability not realized, sorry, released. You can write released is the perfect word. You don't need that money which you had parked for contingent liability. So 10,000 is free now. I hope you all are getting. You had parked 10,000 separate for some third purpose that is not required. So you can use it here now. How much it is? Tell me. Yes, 5,000 for the first partner, then 3,333 for the second partner, and 1,667 for the third partner. Done. Finally, you get loss on realization. This is actually unpaid capital which I could not pay because all my money is over, and that is coming to how much? 18,900, 12,600, and then 6,300. Problem is over. Abhi और 15-20 minutes I'll work out some options here only, but first you ask me all your doubts. Do less problems but do quality problems, and don't come in my class without homework. I can take instead of 180 hours 200 or 300 hours batch, but that will not help you. If you scratch it, it's okay, but you do the homework. Right? Any doubt? Clear? Let us revise. Why did we prepare first table? To get whose capital is surplus and how much we should pay. Right. Second is stock, expenses and cash. Why did we prepare this? To get the cash available. Why did I prepare this? To set the priority. In exam, I have to prepare working note 1. Marks are there for working note 1. 2 and 3 I may not require. And this is my main answer. Please take a pause, put your pens down and just see, won't it be a blunder if you miss taking opening cash 28,000? Just imagine this. You miss taking opening cash. So 77 you gave, then something more you gave. Whole table will go wrong. And then as a teacher, you yourself say how much marks we should give. This is wrong, balance is wrong, this is wrong. Everything will go wrong. So how important it is not to miss taking the opening cash. Nice, clear? And now let us work out some options for this. Right. So So until here it is clear to all of you, piecemeal distribution. Let us work out some options in this. Yes. Before I go to option, one secret which is not given in many of the books, it is that somehow if my balance sheet tallies, I get confidence in account that my problem is correct. Right? Now here, how do I get that confidence? Loss on realization I got, but whether this is correct or not, how do we check? Anyone is having any idea? How do I check whether it is correct or not? Question put to all of you, and question is in front of you on the screen. If this is face-to-face class, I'll give the marker to Naveen. Try. Go. Tell me whether your loss is correct or not. Can you tell me the total of this loss? 18,900, 12,600. Whatever you are paying in PSR, whatever you are not paying is also automatically in the PSR, 37,800. How do we prove it that this is correct? Some signal you should have, no, in the exam from inside that, ma'am, I should not go wrong, I should check. Any idea? Yes, Naveen, you are very correct. Appreciated that you know the answer. Very good, very good. You all should prepare realization account. Ma'am, they didn't ask realization account. Why we should prepare? Prepare the realization account to check whether your answer is correct or not. And this is exactly your working. So can you just make it very small with only the amounts? It's your table. You can make it as you want. Right? So I'm making here. Realization account, I know it is 4 column, but just I am writing all the amounts and I'm making. Can you all also make it with me? Right. Okay. Realization account debit side. What do we write? 2 assets realized. Book value of the assets, I'm sorry. Cash, so we will open separate. Can I transfer data and stock to realization? 2,94,000. 2,94,000 and my stock is 1,12,000. Liability, can I transfer at book value? Yes. What is it? Creditors. 210. And this problem I have paid full. Sometimes in exam, they can give you that liabilities are paid only 90% or 95% then pay. Can I pay liabilities? When I pay liabilities, realization account debit to cash, 2,10,000. Nice. And then I will write realization expense, which is not there here. Now, this was the book value of assets. Can I take the market value of the assets? Yes. I mean, say the realizable value. Do the total of this table, all of you. Do. In April, May, June, July, August, total how much amount did you all realize by selling your stock and data? Assets, when you transfer to realization, asset credit to realization. Next is bank account debit to realization account. How much? Total I want, vertical total. Vertical total of stock and data. How much is it coming? No, not 200. It is 3,92,500. Any doubt? Yes. And what is the total expense? See, every month you were incurring dissolution expenses. April, May, June. So what is the total of dissolution expenses? 24,300. Nice. Now see the magic. See the magic. I have written book value of assets. I'll write cash to realization market value. I'm just making it in brief. Otherwise, you can write 392,500 and matlab T format complete. And where do I write all the realization expense? Debit side. Realization account debit to cash. 24,300 done. Now see how much you are getting the surplus or deficit. How much you are getting the surplus or deficit in the realization? Yes. Are you getting 37,800 loss? So can you all, you are taking so much effort to do 15, 20 marks piecemeal problem. So after making the table, can you make a quick T format and you write rough working note in the final exam also? And if you're losing time, you can make it exactly like this, because this is not even working note, not required. This is your cross-checking, but you don't want to do it in calculator. I'm repeating: transfer assets at book value, transfer liabilities. Pay liability, realize assets, and pay expenses. You are getting 37,800 loss. And your loss was also 37,800. See. Have you learned this earlier? This is the way you have to cross-check your answer. Any piecemeal problem you can cross-check. Write the expenses and you can cross-check. Anyone is having any doubt? Ask, unmute and ask. Any month, any calculation. Make sure 100 times, I should say 1,000 times, you should remember, don't miss out taking the opening cash. Right? It was a nice problem. Some more problems we will work for piecemeal distribution tomorrow. But before that, I want to work out some extra options in this. Okay. So leave the table there and come down and write down option 2. Write down. Option 2 means the problem is over. I'm just putting some options as a challenge to you, that you are able to get it or not. Option 2. Option 2 is, I'm just going to experiment only in the last month, because we can't do the whole jumbo problem again. Option 2, I am saying Arun agreed to do dissolution work by charging 1% commission on asset realized. This is a superb adjustment asked so many times in the exam. Are you all comfortable? Twisting the problem in all the ways, that's the fun of learning accounts. Arun agreed to do dissolution work, but by charging 1% commission on the assets realized and 2% commission on payment made to partners. Super. Now, how do we do this? Right? So let us take the example only for August. You have to apply this from April. But right now, just as an example I'm doing, so I'll apply it for August. Right? Just an example. I hope you all are comfortable writing. August month, what was the realization? 32,000. Yes. So from 32,000, can I pay number 1? Commission. Commission on assets realized. Okay. You have 32,000. But how many assets did you realize? Look here. It's here. In August, how many assets did you realize? 35,500 asset is realized. Who took the effort for 35,500? Arun. So can I pay commission to Arun? Commission on assets realized. 35,500 into 1%. That is coming to 355 rupees. Done. Clear. And now commission on amount paid. Okay, this 32,000 he will pay to all the partners. But now amount paid is not 32,000. So now how do we calculate this? Let us do some working here. See. Amount available. I'll do this commission problem tomorrow also, but just I'm fitting the concept in your mind. Amount available for payment. Amount available for payment will be how much? 32,000 minus, he has taken his own commission. So commission amount to Arun will not give. So 32,000 minus 355. How much it is? 31,645. I'll take tomorrow also piecemeal if required, and day after tomorrow we'll take the simplest one maximum. We'll go slow, but it's important to learn it this way with all the options. Ma'am, you taught something, some different came in the exam, you should be able to do it. So how much of the amount is available for payment? 32,000 minus he took his commission on assets realized, so 31,645. And out of this he will charge some commission. Okay, what is the rate of commission? I gave you here 2%. Don't calculate 2% on this. He said 2% on amount paid, and this is the amount available. So the same concept I'll use in liquidation. This is used in company final accounts everywhere. I hope you remember some formula, rate upon rate plus 100 and so on. So now what is amount paid? Can I take amount paid as 100? Just look. I'll give you time to write. Amount paid is 100. Then commission is 2% on the amount paid. Then can I write here amount available is equal to 102? Anyone is having any doubt? I could have made table and all, but I'm doing in words, so I'm following this. Amount available is 102. Pay commission 2, and then finally you pay 100. Commission is percentage, and whatever percentage, take it as 100. Commission is 2, amount available is. If you take 2% on amount available, it will go wrong, because out of amount available, he is deducting his commission and then paying. Then how is it calculated on paid? Clear? Give me a thumbs up, all of you, if this concept is clear. It's a challenge to do these problems in piecemeal with commission. Anyone wants me to repeat and put the message, please, in the box. I would do that. Kaushik, are you there? Respond, did you follow or not this concept? I have yet to calculate the amount. Yeah, okay, great, great, great. Okay, right. So can I say 31,645 is 102. In 102, the commission is 2. So in 31,645, it is how much? Those who don't follow, they should write like this. 2% in 102 amount available, the commission is 2%. So in 31,645 is equal to question mark. Nice. 102 commission is 2. So 3165, it is 2%. Cross multiply and you get the answer. How much you are getting the answer for commission? Calculate and tell me. How much? 620. Yes. So 620 you will give as commission. Finally, how much amount is paid to the partners? After 620, commission minus 31,645. This is the toughest way to learn. But within 24 hours, if you revise this, you will learn it very perfectly. 31,025. Clear? Okay, you all are putting your doubts in chat box. That's really good. So that looking at that, I can clear it. So now can I say amount available is 31,025. How do I distribute it? Just we are not calculating, but just write it. 3:2:1. 3:2:1. First from the amount, you take the commission, then from the balance, you take again the commission on the payment. Now the question with this option 2 is, this commission, will it affect the tables? No. Commission Arun is taking in cash. 32,000 he has got in a bag. Out of that 355 he took home, his commission. From the remaining bag again 620 he took home, and 31,025 he is distributing. So don't add commission in the capital account. He will take it in cash. I want all of you to write a note and take. Arun will take commission in cash. Then write down the dialogue. You can correct my grammatical mistake. I'm just speaking to you. That's the way I'm giving booster notes. Don't write commission in above table. Commission will not disturb your piecemeal. And the same concept will come in amalgamation also. When firm is dissolving and converting in company, one partner will say, okay, I will do, give me commission. That commission will not disturb his capital account. Did you all like this option 2? Ready to go for one more? Option 3. Option 3 is, if Tarun gave loan to firm. If Tarun gave loan to firm. If you do all these adjustments, no, I call it 1/5 problem. In one problem, you learn 5 problems. If Tarun gave loan to the firm, say 5,000, he has given loan to the firm. How do I start the problem? Yeah. Put your answers in the chat box. Prasad sir has told you or not? Deepti ma'am सब नहीं पढ़ाते, आपको भी पढ़ाना पड़ता है. I'm confused, totally confused. Tarun is giving loan to the firm and now I have to repay all the partners. How do I go? We will make one more column in the piecemeal table. Good, good, good. Superb answers you all are giving in the chat box. Right, yes. Can you see on the screen? Creditors, Tarun's loan account, Arun, Varun, Tarun. Some students say, ma'am, can I transfer the loan also to him? No. His loan is to be paid in priority and then his capital. Capital to he's parked last because his capital is least and his PSR is least. His loan can't wait till last. So answer for this, we can just write it as theory. Write down. We can write it as theory. Answer. Pay Tarun's loan first after paying creditors. First you pay to creditors, park 10,000 for contingent liability and then pay to Tarun first and loan, and then you start repaying the partners. Nice option. One more option. This was option 3. Sorry, 2 so we have done. One more. I have 5, 6, but it's already the time is over. So I'll give some homework also. And one more option we are doing. Option 4. Super. Okay. Right. Arun has taken loan from firm 5,000. Finished writing? Arun has taken loan from firm 5,000. Here. 1 minute. Okay. How many pages this problem is going? In the asset side, you have Arun's loan account. Arun needed some money for going to foreign country. So he has withdrawn some money, 5,000. He has taken loan. He has taken the loan from the firm, 5,000. Now what do I do? Tell me, how do I go with this option? Answer. Even if it is wrong, it's okay, but I want put your 100% and give me some answer. Dare to take the challenge. Arun has given the loan. Ma'am to didn't teach us what to do. And one adjustment goes wrong, the whole problem goes wrong. Relative surplus, priority table, blah, 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 all. I'm waiting for the answer. Quick, quick, quick. No, then you're not getting. I don't have to pay. Arun has taken the loan. He has to pay me back, Naveen. I don't have to pay to Arun. Is my case clear to you? Tarun has taken the loan from firm, so I will pay to Tarun and then I will pay to others. But when it is coming to option 4, Arun has taken. Arun should pay back the money to firm. Yes, very good, Kaushik. Anyhow, I have to pay to Arun how much? What was his capital? 1,40,000, no? I will adjust this advance and loan and all as drawings. And I will say, Arun, we will repay you only 1,35,000. Write down the answer. Answer. Arun's loan should be deducted from capital and then that surplus table should be prepared. Ma'am, I did everything correct except for this 5,000. 0 marks out of 15. Because now Arun's balance will become 1,35,000. So that divide by PSR, again divide, it will all change. Clear or not? So you make Arun's capital as 1,35,000 and then start your piecemeal distribution. Fourth figure is not good and 2 minutes more we have to complete the class. So last option, 1 by 5 problem I said. Option 5. Rupees 6,000 were undistributed reserves. You know, firm had some reserves, 6,000. Like in the opening balance sheet, look here. They're having some reserves. They are having some debit balance. What I should do? This is a very easy option. What I should do? Yes? Correct. Adjust reserves and P&L debit balance, if any, if it is there, P&L debit balance from capitals and consider adjusted capital for relative surplus. Yes, you will adjust the reserves in the beginning only. And then only you will start preparing the table. Most of you, in fact, knew option 5. But option 4 is typical. If you have advances, you have given them, deduct. If you have taken a loan from them, pay them first. Fine. Did you all like these options? I'm not working out. For tomorrow's class, I have option number 6. We were going on paying them July, August, and we came to a point where partners PSR and partners capital are equal. So no one is at loss. We came at this point, and in between, one of the partner took furniture. You know, they disturbed the PSRs and capital. Then how to do? Again, we have to prepare. In your material, there are problems where twice you have to prepare the relative surplus table, and that table is, this problem has come twice in the final exam. So we will continue with piecemeal distribution, relative surplus tomorrow also, and then we will start with maximum loss method. Homework is problem number 9th. Problem number 9th and 10th. 2 problems. Yeah. And tell me, will you be able to do it? Partners A, B, C are having half, 1/3. I am not a math student. I like accounts. I love accounts. इसको क्या करेंगे? Can you please make it equal? How? How do you make this equal? Are super. I'm recording the class. I'm not able to put chat box. Otherwise, that's why I'm saying speak up orally also. That's fine. Super. Multiply with 6. You will get 3:2:1 ratio. And now this time, there are only assets and no liabilities. So only 3 columns you will prepare. A, B, C. Divided by 3:2:1. And same, get the lowest capital. And then in priority, we don't have creditors and contingent. So first 10,000 pay to the partner according to the table, then second and then third. Very easy this is. And next problem also I want to read out. Liability for interest on loan, partner. Partners are having 1,000 balance and all. Now assets realized in full in order in which they are listed above. So this time investments realized 1,000 first, then furniture realized 2,000. See, little changes are there in the problem. Machinery 1,200 stock, right? So like this, try both the problems. I will continue from 11th problem tomorrow, right? And start practicing all the problems of three dissolution we have studied, especially Garner versus Murray rule. Any doubt in the third problem, I gave the answers also. If you are not able to complete or any doubt you have, we all are a team. When you teach to others, you are not doing any favor. You are learning it better for the final exam. Click the photo and send it in the group. Please, can anyone help? I'm stuck up at the second adjustment and someone will help, including me. I'm also a part of the team. Okay. So can we close the class for today? Any more doubts? 6:30 sharp, we will start tomorrow evening and we will do some more challenging problems for piecemeal distribution. 2 minutes I'm waiting. Any doubt? No doubt? Clear. Thank you, ma'am. Right. Okay. Bye bye, all of you.